No one said anything. And I changed my hair a month ago, and no one said anything.
No one compliments on my beauty anymore. So what's this podcast about? I'm just kidding.
This is not your mother's Mahabharata. Beware. It's fucking epic. Hosted by SP Jayaraj.
Welcome everyone to Not Your Mother's Mahabharata. I hope you're all well. This is our 25th episode, so I am excited.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're awesome.
Uh-huh. And who is this voice speaking at the moment?
Oh, hello. I'm Azure Anderson. Hi.
Yeah. Our guest is like, does it always start with this tiny bit of awkwardness? And we're like, yes, this is the call sign.
So it is always this awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. I think we'll start on a real strategy on our 50th episode, but for now, this works.
Still warming up.
Why change what's working?
Yeah.
I won't change for you or anybody.
For nobody.
I don't change it for nobody.
I guess I wasn't asking that, so that's
good.
what'll work. Our guest today is Trevor Rolando. Hi, Trevor.
Hey, Satish. Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited to have you here. Yeah,
I am too. Yeah, this is fun. Never been on a podcast before, so
okay.
First time.
You wouldn't know it. You're a natural.
I'm proud that this is your inaugural podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens after this.
Might never come back. I don't know. Could be,
That's not a way to start. It's not.
Here's the way to start. Trevor, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
And how do we know you?
All right. Already introduced myself. Trevor Rolando. I'm born and raised in Minnesota. Grew up east side of the Twin Cities. Went to St. Thomas and St. Paul for college. And then around the cities, gosh, I stay pretty active. So I'm at Azure, doing choral things at UCC St. Paul.
Singing some songs.
And then I do a little bit of community theater, and I'm involved with some of the, trying to get more involved with opera in the area too.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I'll do like weekly voice lessons. There's, trying to stay, I don't even know. I kind of just started going on a rambling roll, but we're here now, so I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah. And I'm like, I've heard facets of this. I'm very much encouraging. Yeah, I hope opera brings you much success because you have a wonderful voice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
He's talked about you before.
Yes.
Because that Trevor has an amazing voice.
I have said these things. It has made me question my straightness. It's a fantastic voice.
If I can make people cry, make people question, their straightness, I guess that's a success.
Yeah.
I want to make people cry too. That's been my goal since like middle school.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that quite well.
You also...
Yeah. Through singing.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through
Thank
singing.
you.
Through singing. You do that quite
always
well.
been. It feels so good. People cry.
I do, I'm happy saying, as the least talented voice in this room who does, karaoke, I do enjoy doing the sad songs.
I mean,
I feel like that's what I would do. I would go deep into, doing some of those sad songs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't like to share my feelings in public, in real life, so I do
That's why we sing.
I do it through music.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's so much emotion in the way your face looks when you're singing. You're like,
I'll cry
should
on
be
stage,
me. Yeah,
but not in private.
Exactly.
Her voice is so creatively mature.
Creatively mature.
That's not what I had. I was going for emotionally mature.
Yeah.
We'll take creatively.
Creatively emotional.
Creatively emotional. That's what that...
Creatively emotional sounds bad. Creatively emotional
good.
sounds...
highly manipulative.
Exactly. Yeah.
And?
Like writing love letters in blood. That's creatively emotional to me.
But what if it's love blood? Oh, no.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
That's what makes it creative and creepy.
That's what you added out, right? Love blood.
I'll probably... We'll see.
End scene 2. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll see. I don't know.
one of the things I'm involved in is Opera Reading Project here in the Twin Cities, which is kind of fun. It's Opera Reading Project, for people who don't know, it's run by a great team. The woman who kind of like directs all of us artists and singers is Laura Bolton, and you go through a process of auditioning, but it is to like get familiar with a role to help you kind of harness your craft. So this May, June, be on the lookout for it. I'll be in Pagliacci, and I'll be on the supporting role of Beppe, which will be fun. He's got a sweet aria. I'm super excited to sing. But they do stuff throughout the year, so always keep an eye out for Operating Project. It's like pay what you can model, and you see some really good singers and artists.
Nice. Is it all? Do you know if they have an online Zoom at all, or is it just all?
It's all currently like in person.
In person. Okay.
Yeah, it's usually in person downtown at the Minnesota Opera admin building downtown, which is a great space. It's really cool in the North Loop there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you. I think I know some other people that do that too. So.
Sweet.
Cool.
Nice.
Thanks, Trevor.
What is your familiarity with the Mahabharata?
Like a little above zero, because I heard you speak about it that other time.
Okay.
And it was overwhelming. It's like this introduction to, I don't even know. Okay, what are you saying?
Which one did I do? Let me think about which story I did. Was it the tournament? Was it about Kalina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kalina, and there's like two names. I was getting the names confused, but there was a tournament.
Yep.
Yeah. So we did.
That's a story within the Mahabharata.
And you say it Mahabharata?
Mahabharata is how I say it. I've heard it just without the A, so Mahabharat.
I'll leave that.
There are many pronunciations from what I do not know which ones are correct.
Yeah.
So we do our best.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Right.
And choose.
I am, a pseudo-authority on the Mahabharata, and that's what, at the end of the podcast, that's what I hope to be, a pseudo-authority.
There you go.
Like, I just fucking love the story, and we're telling the story. I'll bring in as much as I can. There's no way I can bring in everything. I've since, looked back, I'm like, I may have got that, a little bit off. Whatever. There's some version out there that does it. Yeah. So the version you hear today will be the version it is.
Okay.
But it's pretty fantastic today.
Great. And then, maybe you've addressed this in some of your other episodes, but for me, what's the genesis of this story? Why does it exist? It's how if I think about it, is this, it comes from a religious aspect, or is this more of are these more cultural moral stories, or where does it kind of fit?
Yes.
Okay.
All of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's an Asian story. It's definitely very much part of Hinduism and culture. This is in some sense in all Hindu mythology that meaning and has come up from. There's, as far as why it exists, the ideas that the Mahabharata tells you about everything you need to know in life.
Yeah.
And so depending on which part you capture that and digest, it's it's a story that has been rewritten so many times and retold.
Okay.
During the oral tradition and over thousands of years. And so there are many variants of it. There are some things that people are this is definitely the truth of it. Mm-hmm. In some sense, there are some parts of the story that you can absolutely track historically and say, this place in modern day India. But I mainly come to this as myself as to me personally, it's more valuable as a story.
Yeah. Especially
with the idea that it relates to kind of life, and there are ways to look at the story and directly draw wisdom from it to help oneself. That to me comes from this intent of the story to do that, which if we say it's all factual, messes that up for me. Yeah. And I just don't plus, as far as it being all factual, we're talking about gods and demons and spirits and demi-babies.
Demi-baby?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's in there too. Because it has everything in it. So maybe
demigods were babies once.
Demigods were babies once.
Some of them.
That's right, some of them. Because some of them go up all in 1 hour. So...
a mythical hour? Or, I'm just kidding.
Whatever hour they're saying. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the idea, okay. Yeah. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on that note, Trevor, what do you love about stories?
Yeah, that's a good question. Wow, that's I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. But what do I love about stories? So I think first thing that popped in my head is stories kind of take my mind somewhere else. I'm a very visual person when I think. So it's great when someone tells a story that I'm picturing things that aren't on paper. Like I'm kind of creating that for myself. Like, like the idea, like, well, I use this. Like when I read Harry Potter for the first time, like I had all these stories or all these visualizations of characters in my head. Then you see the movie and I was like, ruined it. All I see is Daniel Radcliffe running around the book. Right. So, but it's like, but I like it that that my brain can take me somewhere else and kind of imagine it. Like when we talked about the tournament the last time, like these images I probably never really thought of before in my head. They're drawn from somewhere. Yeah. But where they were, like if I were to see something maybe painted by someone who's an expert of this, has a better understanding of what happened and what these characters look like through their culture. Yeah. It would probably look way different. But that's what I like about stories. Yeah. Oh,
nice. There's a lot of nice visuals in this one.
Good stuff.
So, yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay. Shall we begin?
Story.
All right.
Let's do it.
First, we have to tie up where we were and what was going on last time. Right. And for that, there's a little bit of backstory here. A ton of a little bit. That's what that's my job to do. So, the characters are... Our main character is Arjuna. Okay, Arjuna and his 4 brothers all got married to one woman named Panchali or Draupadi. Let's go with Draupadi, right?
We've only referenced her as Draupadi.
Draupadi. Okay.
So yeah, let's not.
All 5 brothers have married to Draupadi. Yeah. Arjuna.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good for them.
And they're all demigods too.
She's the one.
Oh, okay. So, like, this is expected of her, but they're lucky to... Okay, got it.
They're lucky.
Yeah. She's also very lucky, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're all pretty lucky.
Yeah.
They have a good thing going.
They've got a good thing going. Arjuna had to go on a 12-year pilgrimage.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And some people say it was 12 months. So,
Again, we don't know what years are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And apparently these people live for very long times, too. Mm-hmm. So, that helps. So, goes on a 12-something pilgrimage.
I like years.
Years? We'll go with years.
Yeah.
So, and he goes to all the holy sites in this time. And he does this a couple times, but he does marry someone named Subhadra. And now is bringing her back to their home of Indraprastha. So, bringing her back to wife number 1.
To the quintuplet.
Yes.
Whatever the word would be.
Bringing his...
Kinthruple?
Yeah. I'm going to say...
We've been calling them the brother husbands.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go with that.
See, the thing is, he married like 2 other wives as well, but they're not going home with him. They're staying where they are.
Yeah, they're cool.
So, and technically that's the 4th husband as far as I know. Or 4th wife. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He had a busy 12 years.
So he's bringing a wife.
Okay, so... Is it Arjuna? Arjuna is bringing a wife back home to the brother husbands.
Yes, to the brother husbands. Okay. That's now so many people are referencing that too. They are now the brother husbands.
Yeah.
So bringing him back to home. The 12-year exile is done, and is now bringing his second wife.
Exile or pilgrimage?
It was an exile that he turned into a pilgrimage.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah,
so he used it.
He used it well.
Used it positively. Used it well. Okay, yeah, he had to leave, and then
yeah. So now he's bringing his wife back to meet the first wife, and she has found out about this. Like they send messengers so that they know. Draupadi. Yeah.
Did.
Oh, and they're all kings at this point. Sorry. So all 5 of these Pandavas are kings.
Okay.
Of the one nation. So bringing her back to that kingdom. All right.
5 kings, 1 wife. Arjuna's bringing back his second wife with children.
Yes.
Is he nervous?
Not with children.
Oh, I thought they had children.
No.
Okay, sorry. Wife. Second wife.
Second
wife of 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to help. And I didn't help.
Okay.
It didn't help. Is he nervous? That's all I wanted to know.
He is more nervous when he gets there. Because all his brothers come and they all welcome him. They're all happy to see him.
Did he send a note ahead saying, hey, I'm bringing this new lady?
Yes, he did. Oof. And so Draupadi isn't coming to welcome him. And so his brother Bhim, who is a force of nature, he's like, dude, she's not fucking happy.
Bro.
Yeah. Bro. Just so you know, she's not happy about this whole situation. So
Holds him aside, hands him a beer, and says, "Dude,
yeah,
you done fucked up. You fucked up.
like I get it. She's beautiful as our common wife, but
You leave your extra wives out of the house."
and he's like, I already did leave 2 extra wives out of the house. I didn't bring all of them,
Jesus
just the
Christ.
one.
Okay. Okay.
So he goes to see Draupadi,
Okay.
and Draupadi basically just fucking shuns him. Like,
Sure. Silent treatment.
Yeah. Or like go spend your time with your new wife, Subhadra. I want nothing to do with them. And what happens in the end is like they decide, like he talks to his mother. All right, how do we fucking handle the situation? And it's decided that Subhadra's gonna go in more plain-looking clothes to Draupadi on her own.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
Yep. Okay.
does that, goes in plain-looking clothes and just very complimentary, very gentle, and fortunately, Draupadi does take to her
Okay.
All right.
and likes her. Mm-hmm. And I've seen some renditions, though, where Subhadra comes and says, I will be your servant. But I haven't seen that in all renditions.
Okay, I don't like
So,
that. So
yeah,
know how I feel about that one.
doesn't work too well for Subhadra, right?
Yeah,
because she's
but
also like a
this-
queen. So,
Got it.
Or a princess, rather.
But the going up to the... Who's the princess? Draupadi?
They're both princesses.
Okay, they're not queens. They don't do queens.
No, because the Yudhishthira is still
Oh, true.
the king,
Okay.
so yeah.
So they're both princesses. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, this going up to Draupadi in plainer clothes. Look, you're cool. It's very... It feels very modern to me. Very like, I get it, girl. You know, trying not to step on toes sort of situation. That's a really
Sure.
good... It's a
kinda
lesson.
Like leave an ego aside.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. But it's also like a really like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this, but it's a very female thing to do. Like we're gonna figure out a way to get along, and this is how. It's like one person stepping down.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. That is
Anyway.
cool.
Yeah. That happens in the female world a lot.
I don't know enough
I know.
about the female world.
This
Well-
is an education. See, everything's in the Mahabharata.
It's all there. It's interesting.
So, yeah, this has been... I don't know why that was so thought-provoking. It threw me off a little.
Oh, well,
Commercial, guys. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Aside from being a podcaster, I am also a mythic fantasy writer. My latest novella is Legacy of the Crow. It is the first in a 5-part globe-spanning adventure. In Legacy of the Crow, Kalisha Jail is a crow sorceress who was once the god of crows. She has given up her godhood to enter and destroy a totalitarian nation from within. In order to succeed, Kalisha must use her magic, her wits, her crow allies, and a damning level of secrecy, while also protecting her sanity from the horrific evils around her. This book explores the Kilak people of the world of Anajari, people whose magic comes from their bond with animals. This book is appropriate for young adults, but does include some animal cruelty and mature content. You can find out more about Legacy of the Crow from my website, spjayaraj.com. That is spjayaraj.com. You can order it from your favorite bookstore or find a digital version of it on all the major ebook platforms. Go get your copy now. But yeah, Draupadi and Subhadra get along. And so then Arjuna comes like fucking tiptoeing in. I was like, is it cool? Are we cool? And everything's cool. I mean, she has
Great.
5 husbands, and each of the other Pandavas will also take other wives as well later on. Yeah. But,
is this a stepping stone for the other brothers to be able to take other wives?
oh, I wonder. It's always mentioned this one first.
Yeah.
Is Arjuna like the oldest? Is he the most?
Arjuna's actually the middle one, but Arjuna's the one who actually got... So Draupadi herself had to be won at an archery tournament, as things are.
Yeah.
It was an impossible archery tournament. Arjuna triumphed. Mm-hmm. And so when Arjuna triumphed and won her as his bride, he brought her back home and said to his... Like, he kind of walked in and like said to his mother, like, hey, check out what I won at the fucking archery tournament. And
He
without
didn't say fucking to his mom.
maybe not, yeah. And then she was like, before without looking and seeing, she was like, oh, whatever it was, share it with your brothers. And there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Look what I won. All right, great. Let's share.
Yeah.
That's normal.
It's my favorite part. That
Is it?
I think I've said this in like 4 different episodes.
Yeah, I keep bringing
but
up
that
that
is
it's great, but
my
every new person.
favorite part of the Mahabharata so far.
Like, does it just like does it happen that simply in the story? Like, there's like not.
Yeah, I
much
imagine
else?
her like washing some dishes, not looking at her son,
Yeah.
saying, "Okay, make sure you share it with your brothers."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then him
Multiple
going,
versions.
"Ah, all right."
Because you can't, now that she said it,
Yeah.
you can't go back and make a liar out of your mother.
Yeah, but it just feels like that's just like such a thing that to say that so simply to me doesn't make sense. But like for it to, if it is that way, then I can see why it's like okay,
Yeah.
all right,
All right. Mom
right.
said so.
Mom said so.
Yeah,
All right.
Mom said so. So they all do love her.
Declared.
She loves all of them.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people find it weird because, of course, it is a little fucking weird for us in the modern day. But that's what makes this a great story.
Yeah.
Only because it's
But yeah,
Legal.
he actually has a child.
He's what? What are you mumbling about over there?
I don't know. You have to listen back and hear.
Okay. I can't wait.
I can't.
If you want to know more about this story, listen to the episode 24.
Okay. Yeah, I should have done some more research. I apologize.
No, don't
No.
do research.
This is my
better.
job. Like,
Oh,
our
got
job.
it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So,
I was saying that to you and whoever else is listening. The millions of listeners.
You too could be one of the first millions of listeners.
If you started with 25, that's kind of weird, but that's all right. That's all right.
It's all right.
it's all right.
Work backwards.
So, guys.
Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, so they're married, and she is from this place called Dwaraka, which is where their cousin Krishna is from. It's actually Krishna's. It's their... Yeah, so Krishna actually kind of arranged all of this, and he's from Dwaraka. So now the people from Dwaraka come to this nation to basically kind of do all the royal stuff following a wedding. So there's a trading of horses, there's a trading of gifts and jewels and feasting, and they just spend a lot of like kind of good time together. And one thing about the Pandavas, and so the Pandavas, the brothers, and them and Krishna is that they love Krishna. And so as soon as he comes, they kind of like touch his feet, and just like, which is like a very Indian thing to do out of respect, and just really happy to see him. And they just kind of have a good time. Him and Krishna and Arjuna have a bond. And it is said in stories that before Krishna and Arjuna, thousands of years ago, there was Nara and Narayana, who were brothers, and were both also incarnations of Vishnu, like twin incarnations of the god Vishnu. And so that is what many believe Arjuna and Krishna are as well, these two cousins.
Yeah.
So they have like a really powerful bond. And so after Krishna's people are kind of there, they need to go back after a while, but Krishna himself stays, and him and Arjuna have some adventures together. And so what happens is the two of them are wandering in the forest, oodalali,
Oodalali, oodalali, oodalali.
and
Sorry.
they come to
Never gonna
this...
forget it now.
Yeah. They come to this one jungle that they venture inside, but this jungle feels fucking off. There's something just dark and evil about this jungle. There's nothing about it that they trust. And so they skirt alongside a little bit, come on out, and they see a Brahmana. So a guy just dressed very simply, but there's fire in his eyes.
Like literal fire.
Literal fire in his eyes.
That is not comfortable.
Even though he seems calm.
So like, what time of day is it?
Ooh, any time of day. Daytime.
Oh, seems scarier.
It does.
Usually
does.
think I'm safe during the day.
If it was
Yeah.
like dusk or something,
It'd be eerie.
that would make more sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Okay. We can change it
But
to
let's
dusk.
say it's 2 p.m. though.
2
That
p.m.
is scarier.
Yeah. Let's do 2 p.m.
It's like after lunch.
It's after lunch. they sent some nice tea.
And yet his eyes are still full of fire. What's wrong with this guy? Please tell us.
Actually, he hasn't had his lunch yet.
That's it?
Wait,
He is
Is this
hungry.
real? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's just hungry?
He is hungry.
If it's 2:00 and he hasn't eaten yet, I bet he is
Yeah,
hungry.
it sucks. Yeah. And that's like when your digestive system starts to shut down. It sucks if you don't eat before 2. So,
Yeah.
he's there. He's
I
hungry.
don't know if that's a fact. But continue.
I don't know either. And so they come and they ask him like what they can do for him. And he says like, you see, he's like, yeah, whatever, sure.
Okay, so back up. So they're in the Udadali forest.
Well, it's just a scary forest.
Well, we'll call it the Khandava forest.
Khandava forest.
Okay.
He just sang the Udalali song from Robin Hood, the cartoon.
We are of different ages.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know that?
No, I do, but I didn't get the reference
Little
right
John
away.
Brown
Oh, gotcha.
went
Now I got
to the forest, Udalali, Udalali,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that works.
That's what happened. That's not the name of the
That's
forest.
Okay.
No,
That's
the name of the forest is the Khandava forest.
Okay, it's the Khandava forest.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get it. That's funny. Okay, that's fair. But
Oh my
I'm
god.
glad we go back and clarify this up, clear this up.
because there could be someone else like me who didn't get the joke or understood it but was too young for it to really ingrain it in their head.
Yeah.
We're going to get a comment that says, there is no forest in India called Udalali.
Yeah.
But it's the Khandava.
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 Khandava?
Khandava.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And so so they're there. Okay, they're in a jungle in the forest, and then they meet this.
They leave the forest, and just on the outside of the forest is this Brahmin.
Okay, there's a Brahmin.
Yeah.
And then the last point we left off, they ask him for something, or he.
No. They ask what he wants, because in this
What would
tradition,
drive
in
them
this culture,
to do that? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, no, in this tradition and culture, Brahmanas are holy people.
Okay.
They live on very little. They do prayers in this class system. It's you respect that class.
Yeah. Okay.
No, and then because they don't get food on their own in that sense. It is the nature in the story that they go around asking for food.
Okay. So
And-
then they meet this Brahmin.
Yeah, so Arjuna
Brahmin,
and Krishna meet this Brahmin.
and then it's tradition for them to ask what they need because they're
They're asking him what
Ask him what-
they're asking the Brahmana what he
what
needs.
he wants.
Yes.
What
Yeah,
he
what he
needs,
wants.
What
Yeah,
he wants
is there
because
any
that's
way?
like the because
Yes.
that's
Wait,
okay.
so they made it through this spooky ass forest unscathed?
I'm gonna say they just skirted the edges and came
Oh, they
out.
didn't go in. Oh,
They went in a little bit to know that this is something's
Now
weird.
where to go?
Got
and they
it.
came back
Came
out.
out. Okay.
Okay.
In our tradition, in our telling of the story.
Got
That's
it.
what we're gonna go with.
And they didn't see any massive rats.
Massive rats.
Everybody knows
You
there's
like
no-
massive rats?
What are they called?
Massive rat.
Never
A
mind.
muskrat.
Cucarachas? No.
Never mind.
I know
The
which
joke
ones
is
you mean.
lost.
No, not cucaracha. Never mind.
No.
I'm thinking of
anyway,
those South
it's
American
from, it's
ones.
from.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
No.
Muskrat.
Forget it.
Okay.
Rodent.
Forget it. I'm old now.
What's the? From Princess Bride.
Yeah. But they have a.
I
But
thought
they
they were
have
just
a.
rats.
No, they have a name. But it's just an acronym for like big fucking rats or something like that. But not big fucking
It's a
rats.
BFR.
Yes, but it's
but whatever
but
it is.
it's I'm gonna look it up later. We'll talk. This is all gone. Whatever.
Okay, cool.
My joke isn't
Okay.
good.
So, they asked him, what can we do for you? And he said that he's hungry. And they're like, yeah, like, do you want to come back with us to our nations? Because we're fucking rich-ass kings. And he's like,
Yeah.
no,
Oh.
I need to consume this forest.
Oh.
Okay.
And
Oh.
reveals
How many
him
hectares are we talking? I'm just
A
kidding.
lot.
That's a lot of refuge.
No, yeah. Somewhere it is
Maybe he's
written the
feeling blocked
Yagna.
up.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, how big it is. Or, but he is actually Agni. He is the god of fire.
Oh.
And he's disguised as the Brahmin.
He's kind of weakened a little bit too.
Oh.
So, here's what has happened with poor Agni.
Oh, Agni.
There was a king of an earlier age who wanted to do blessings all year round. And one of the ways that you bless is you do prayers to Agni, and you have a lamp going, and you pour ghee into the lamp.
Okay.
Right? And you can make it as big as you fucking want. And you can have it go as far. No one needs it to go that long because it's a lot of effort to do these sorts of things. But this one king also had interest in being a Brahmin. And yeah, what he did was I'm just going to do all sorts of prayers and shit to Agni. And so he had all this stuff being done, all these yagnas, and he got priests to come over. And even he called priests, and the priests did it for a while. He treated them very well. But it's a laborious process. Just pouring ghee into these things and doing prayers all the time. And it came to a point where they wouldn't do it anymore. And so the king actually went to the Himalayas, climbed up the Himalayas to speak to the god Shiva, and to get people to kind of continue with the yagna. Ended up getting an avatar of Shiva to come and continue with this yagna to continue to bless Agni. Agni initially finds this fantastic.
Sure.
To be blessed with all of this power from people. But at some point, it's basically for poor Agni, it's being at an all-you-can-eat buffet all the time.
Oh, no.
And never leaving. So he just starts to drink, rivers of ghee. And it's starting to take its toll.
Yeah.
It's too much ghee. It's kind of killing him with too much.
No more ghee.
No more ghee.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. And so he's still kind of filled with all of this. He needs to do something.
So eat a forest is the next logical conclusion.
So he was blocked up.
Yeah.
Because too much ghee will...
Need some fiber.
He needed refuge. He needed the tree refuge. I was right.
Yeah.
You guys didn't even hear me say that earlier,
No.
I think.
No, not. This is a secret joke for
You're going to hear it later.
guests only. That's awesome.
Because I said he's blocked up.
Didn't hear it. Honestly, didn't hear it.
Well, we'll see how this works out.
So he is to burn and destroy this entire forest.
Oh,
He needs to consume the whole thing.
okay.
The problem is, that's the only way that he'll return to his form. The problem is that it is being protected by the king of the gods, who is also the god of storms, Indra.
Oh, boy.
Also known as the National Park Service.
Oh, yeah. They really walked into something.
Huh?
They really walked into some shit.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
And so
And now
Indra,
they have to solve it.
every time Agni has tried to consume the forest and burn it down, Indra will throw torrents of rain at it.
I'm just imagining him just blowing it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throwing it. Okay, so
There's an assistant god who's like, hey, Agni's doing it again, and Indra just comes.
assistant.
And it's
So
done.
Agni, he has the power to
He's got
Fire.
fire.
for
and
fire.
shit.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
From his hands, from his mouth.
Yeah.
Wherever.
From his
Just
eyeballs.
fire.
Butt.
I wasn't gonna say it, so I'm glad you did, and it needed to be said.
From his butt.
I have seen no version of that in the versions I have read.
But all
Who
that
knows?
ghee.
Oh, that's what I would have. That would happen to me. Yeah. So, Arjuna.
Fast forward 5,000 years from now,
Yeah.
they're going to discover this podcast after our civilization's been destroyed, and this will be the story.
I hope.
Yeah.
Passes
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Fire out of the butt.
that's
Yep.
the dream.
That would be amazing.
And they do reenactments. They bring classes,
It's like
children's classes to watch
it's like
it.
a Book of Mormon
Yeah.
when they're doing they're in was it frogs? Or they're just and shit comes out the butt or whatever in the song. They're talking about their whatever. Anyways,
Anyways, so Arjuna and Krishna are like, okay, we can help you. We would love to help you, but I mean, we don't have the weapons for this. You're talking about Indra putting down torrents of rain. They're both archers. Mm-hmm. Arjuna especially really is, well, no, they're both amazing archers. Mm-hmm. But even with their skill, they don't have the tools. How many? I don't have I have 10 hours in my quiver. No, there's nothing really I can do.
And no umbrellas.
No, I know some magic arrow spells, but not against Indra. We don't have what it takes. We have to get around this whole fire to kind of do this. Because you were asking also that no animals escape. Because this is supposedly a super evil forest, and everything in it needs to die.
okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Then why is Indra protecting it?
Indra is protecting it because he has a friend in it. He has a friend who is one of the snake people.
Oh.
Takshaka. And so he wants to protect his friend.
Well, can't his friend just get a new condo somewhere else?
They're about to set a fire now.
I know, but he can slither his way out.
Burrow.
Burrow! Yeah, go down.
Go down.
Yeah.
That's what everybody else does.
They're burning everything, right? So,
All right.
Well, that's the intent.
Yeah.
So Agni's like, all right, let me go talk to someone. And he himself summons Varuna, who is the god of the oceans.
Cool.
And Varuna is the one who keeps all the powerful godly weapons safe.
Okay.
So, Agni puts in his order to Varuna.
Number 12. Big guy. and a side of Trident.
For Arjuna. This is awesome.
Please continue. Somehow.
Say what?
Please continue.
Okay, I'll try. So, the items are, for Arjuna, a chariot with 4 horses that can go at, let's say, supersonic speeds.
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, maybe can even fly as well.
Woo.
And then he also gives him the Khandava bow. So an ancient bow that was used in a previous age, probably by gods and other semi-divine beings. He is giving this now to Arjuna.
Okay, so the ocean god is giving these items to Arjuna.
To Arjuna, yes. On behalf of Agni.
On behalf
Okay.
of Agni. Okay.
Agni signed him out from the weapons.
Yes,
closet.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
he signed the paperwork. He signed it out.
Okay.
And then also a magic quiver of arrows that will never empty.
Everybody wants that.
Yes.
Sounds
So,
delightful.
Arjuna's set. To
Kind
Krishna...
of like Bhima had at one point, right? Oh, Bhishma.
Yeah.
Bhishma. Yeah. Sorry, side note.
That's okay.
Side note, Sally.
I wonder if he had... I don't know if
Just
this
smile,
mentioned
smile.
He had to. There were millions of arrows.
I know.
Sorry.
Episode 2? Episode
It's
2.
very
listeners.
early. Yeah.
To Krishna,
Now.
he gives what is known as the Sudarshan Chakra. So it's a disc which is serrated. And yeah, and when he throws it, it'll always come back. And there's rumor that he's had this in a previous age too.
Okay.
So, and like I've seen this
Sweet.
awesome description where it's like less than paper thin. Like if I was holding it horizontally, you wouldn't see it.
How does he catch it? It comes back to him.
It's part of him.
Oh,
So it's Thor's hammer, but
Sure.
quite frankly, fucking
It's
better.
like
but it's completely serrated on all sides.
He'll get his finger in the middle of it because it's a disc. It's like a hollow disc.
I think I've seen pictures of this.
Yes, there are often images of him or one of the other gods like twirling it, and that's usually that chakra itself in some cases.
That is
cool.
bad ass.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's a cool weapon.
It's a powerful weapon.
And it's scary as
It
fuck.
sounds scary.
Because that could slice right through your body before you even knew it
Yeah.
happened. And that's like one of those slice through your center of your torso. You're like,
Yes.
oh, I'm fine. And it slides off the
Slide
side.
apart.
Oh
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
God.
That's what Krishna now has. And he is given
What else do I
something.
need?
Well, he is given. I don't know how much he needs at this point, but he is given something called the Kamidoka, which is a mace,
Okay.
and
Oh,
that
nice.
also functions Thor's hammer. He throws it; it'll come back to him.
Okay.
And all of these things will help against a god of weather?
They need. Yes, it will.
Great.
And here is
So that's the objective:
how.
is to fight this the weather
No,
god.
He's probably
the
gonna come
objective
down.
is to burn down this forest.
So they're,
Oh,
so they're going to use the weapons to attack the forest.
They're going to use the weapons to.
we're getting ahead of the story.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
are
yeah,
getting
yeah.
ahead of the story.
So
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
So
To
sorry.
interrupt Indra's
Okay.
trying to save
Got
the
it.
forest.
Okay.
Okay. We should let you tell this story.
Okay.
We get
So,
excited about these fucking weapons, though.
ADHD
No, how
is
could you
just
not?
Going. Can't
I'm just
stop.
like
Want to know what's going to happen?
feeding off of it.
Yes. More.
I want to know every detail.
so here's some details. It starts, and like Arjuna and Krishna say, "All right," and the Brahmana will grow, become a real fire beast of some kind,
I'm a real
and
beast now.
Scary.
slay fire all over this place.
God.
Okay.
Arjuna and Krishna, Arjuna's got his chariot, and he's kind of skimming around the edges, and him and Krishna are killing all the animals that are coming out of this.
Pretty savage, but
Yeah.
they're evil, so I guess we'll let it slide.
Yeah, they're evil.
Air
I'm
quote
sure they're-
evil
Air
or
quote evil.
actually evil?
Yeah.
So anyway, so
moving
just
on, okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Sorry.
It's very sad. I was like, this is what I read a couple versions of. I was like, some say evil, some say it just needed to happen for some other reasons.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then what they do is they help kind of fan the flames and protect the flames.
Okay.
And all the gods in the heavens in Swaraloka, the heavens, they run up to Indra like, hey, Agni's at it again, but it seems pretty fucking serious this time.
Okay.
So, Indra comes, torrents of rain, which Arjuna starts firing his arrows, and he has infinite arrows and great skill. Starts creating a canopy over the entire forest.
Holy shit.
That's some impressive
Yes.
archery skills.
Yeah. And this
Ever.
is one of his big things. Like, he's
Yeah.
doing this
Oh my gosh.
and is covering the entire forest.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They're like weaving into each other and
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool visual.
Forming
That's an
like a
amazing
full
visual.
net and
I like
just
it.
covering enough that the rains can't get through
yeah.
at all.
Whoa.
Indra, now the other gods have come. It's like, hey, this is not working, what you're doing. Indra goes full force, really pouring it down. And there is a point where the canopy, there's a weak spot, and Indra sends a thunderbolt through it. It breaks off, and a chunk of it actually does hit Arjuna and knocks him out.
And the chunk, you mean like the arrows? Or like the
Chunk
the
of like
bolt?
trees or what?
I've heard different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but in some ways, in this
He's
onslaught
getting
of
knocked out
attacks,
from this attack.
Indra
this counter.
gets, yeah, and it's
Okay.
part of it is that Arjuna created the canopy. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we're good, we're done. So that just that little bit of focus lost was enough for Indra to take advantage of.
Okay.
And to make this more complicated, guys,
Great.
because why not?
Holy
Indra
shit.
is Arjuna's actual father.
Oh my god.
Biological
I
father.
forgot about that. Did I know that?
Probably,
Well,
yeah.
Oh
probably
my
in the story because
Yeah.
Arjuna was the main character in that tournament story where he's like born and then he goes through and then he like
Yeah.
dies when he has to repair his chariot.
That was Karna.
Oh, that was Karna, but he was
Yeah.
in the story. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track.
That's cool.
No, you're
Karna's
good.
dad's in this too.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh my god. He's like, Daddy, can you just stop? I got an owie.
He's like,
Daddy,
no, man up.
Daddy, can you hear me?
You mean nothing.
Indra's not going to let some mortals bug him. So he doesn't care. Oh, one thing to notice.
Daddy.
In this second where Arjuna is knocked out, in this second, Takshaka, the demon who this is all like that Indra's acting for, Takshaka's not there.
What the
Wait,
fuck?
so the snake guy
he
wasn't in
wasn't
the
even
forest?
home?
He's not there.
Where the fuck was he?
I don't know.
He wasn't even...
No.
He,
But,
what?
But
What intel?
it's bad intel.
his son is there.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
And his son,
Daddy.
Ashvasena, in that moment, is able to escape.
Okay.
So Ashvasena is one of the beings that escapes.
Okay.
Okay? And, Krishna, Arjuna wakes up in time just to, let's say, see his feet run off and knows that he's lost one.
Thought he was a snake.
They're snake demon people.
Okay, cool.
So,
Moving.
sure, saw like the last piece of him slither off. Arjuna now, furious, goes full force with his arrows. And, because at this point, Krishna, Indra's back to winning. Indra's like,
Yep.
the fire's about to go out now.
Yeah.
Right? So Arjuna fires what is known as the Vayuvya arrow. which is via arrow, which is basically this powerful wind arrow.
It's like what's the Harry Potter one? The Elder Wand of Arrows.
Something like that.
That one.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, moving on. That one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one?
Fires it into the sky, and it just parts all the clouds. It just parts all of them into nothing.
Bye.
And the fire starts going and burning again. Mm-hmm. At this point, all the gods come up. So, Karna's dad comes up, the sun god. We have the sun god, the god of wealth.
So you're talking about gods that were involved in the conflict initially are like, okay, what
Gods?
the hell's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they weren't
Something
acting
big is
yet.
Something
happening.
Yeah,
is happening.
the gods weren't acting yet.
Yeah.
Like, except for Indra.
Yeah.
But they come, so he comes with his, and Arjuna's, of course, shooting arrows through at the heavens, so it's almost like he's shooting
Sure.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
sure.
all of these gods, like known gods with temples all over India as well. It's like, I had to reread this a different text to make sure this was real. They run off. They're like, fuck this shit. You know, they're like, this is too much. Not doing it.
Wow.
They can't take this. They're like, let it burn.
Okay.
No. Now, Indra has already kind of come across Krishna at his mightiest. There was one point when there was a conflict between the two of them, where to beat him, Krishna lifted up a mountain to shield him from the torrential rains.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we got Everest. I'm just kidding.
I don't think so.
Everest comes in, though, so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Interesting.
So
he was climbing earlier, and I was like, was it K2 or Everest? That was in my head. I should have said that. It would have been a good time. Okay. If you rewind 25 minutes.
Oh my god.
So Indra's actually kind of impressed with these two at this point. Like, he's okay. You guys are
Not
impressed.
even mad. I'm just kind
You've
of
scared out the
impressed.
other gods.
I'm not even
Yeah,
mad.
I'm kind of mad.
I'm a little mad.
I'm a little mad. And he's like, all right, fine. This dude who lifts mountains, like, I've lost to him before. This is a whole new battle. Arjuna hasn't been tested as much as Krishna has. Like, there's the weak spot. And fuck this guy who can carry mountains. Indra picks up a mountain.
Indra does?
Indra does.
Look, I can do it too.
Yeah, exactly. He picks out, I think it's the
my
Mandala
God, what a
Mountain.
cockfight.
The Mandala Mountains. And hurls it.
He hurls a mountain at him.
He hurls a mountain
That's
at
just
them.
irresponsible.
Yeah.
You're displacing an entire...
Mountains moving seems to be a common theme in Hindu mythology, too.
Cool.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, because this is now the third one that I'm aware of. That I'm aware of so
I
far.
wonder if it's like has to do with like rock slides and earthquakes in the area, the constant changing environment over like thousands and thousands of years.
There is another version of this tale
Maybe.
where this is
Or
all
dynamite.
happening
That too.
when
Version of dynamite.
the Pandavas come to, like, there's another version of the tale where Pandavas come to a land where they've been given this land, part of the kingdom that they have to build, but it's full of either desert or it's the Khandava forest.
Oh, this is a good
So there's another idea that this is something that had to happen so that they could build a civilization there.
Where the mountain was?
Not the mountain, the
Forest.
Oh, I see.
No.
So the forest needs to burn so they can
build a civilization there.
So civilization can rise up from the ashes.
Yeah, exactly.
Da-da.
So, anyway, we're
Mountain.
caught mid-mountain
Still in the
coming.
air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mountain coming, and Arjuna shoots it down with arrows.
Oh, what?
Magic arrows.
Which arrows did he use? Any clue?
Let's throw up let's use the fire arrow, because that needs to be something, which is like an Agni arrow. So yeah, hits it and it explodes. And they just kind of come down in chunks around them safely.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
And it created a whole new mountain range.
probably.
Cool.
And who knows if there's a story for that one too. So does that, and at this point, Indra hears a voice. And some say it's a different fairy who started talking to him.
A fairy?
A what?
A fairy.
Oh, fairy. Okay.
An Apsara fairy. But he, at this point, learns that his buddy isn't even there.
Did somebody like call him and be like, "Hey, bro," or maybe his friend Maybe his friend got in touch with him and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I heard something's happening. My
Yeah.
neighbor called, or
Yeah.
oh no, I got a like a motion alert on my house from my alarm company. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on, bro?"
Yeah.
Can you check to see there's actually not a fire happening in my garage? Thanks.
Yeah,
Wait,
thanks.
what do you mean?
Yeah. Or maybe his son caught up with him, and
Yeah.
that's how
Oh
that
yeah,
transfer
maybe.
happened.
Oh, cool. I love it.
So, so he's told, yeah, like, your friend's not even there. His son has managed to get out.
Oh man.
This is a place that we know from the scriptures has been destined to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You will not win this battle.
Yeah.
Let it go, man.
Let it go.
Yeah.
And so Indra, after hearing this, after hearing his friend has survived, and that his son is also now survived, is like, fine. Like, I'm not, like, he knows he can't beat these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so quits with the rain and just lets it continue to burn. Goes down to see them, Krishna and Arjuna, and offers Arjuna a boon. He's like, this sucked, but this was very impressive.
Sorry, offer him a what?
Offered him a wish.
A
Oh, a boon is a wish?
boon is a wish.
equals
Okay.
wish.
Yeah.
I think I've heard you say it before, and I think I was confused.
Yeah.
Not boob.
I feel like you...
You didn't
Yeah.
say, here's a boob. No, we didn't say
He offered him a
They
boob.
offered him a boob for
Who
a
knew that
fourth
Indra
wife.
had multiple boobs?
multiple
then he could give 'em
arms,
away.
yes, but yeah.
Sorry. My apologies.
No. Okay, a boon. A boon is a wish.
boon.
Is a
Boona.
wish. So
Boona.
offers him a wish, and Arjuna, and this is really sweet. I think he goes back and forth with Krishna a little bit, but there's nothing really that he wants. He does ask for all this, give me all the celestial weapons. Because it's Indra. It's like, yeah, I'll take all the fucking celestial weapons.
Whoa.
No, he's a warrior person. He'll put use to them.
Well, I mean, he's not going to lose with all
Yeah.
the celestial weapons.
No.
God.
And Indra kind of like, chill out a little.
He's like,
Calm down. Like, it'll happen. Like, somehow through your life adventures, you will get these weapons. But this is not that now.
Yeah, this is not now.
This is not
Yeah,
that moment.
dude.
You know?
First of all, you don't even have anywhere to store them. What do you like? You don't have anywhere. You're not even. You're just wandering.
It's Mary Poppins Quiver.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought he was gonna ask him for his father's love. All I want is your love.
Just
Can you
better?
just come for
Love
my
turn.
birthday next year? I don't even need any gifts.
why you gotta be such a loser?
I'm gonna have a magician.
Magicians are for weenies. Man up.
You wouldn't believe how much this fits in. Not completely. He asks for, may Krishna and I always be friends.
Oh, that's kind of adorable.
Yeah,
So
And-
is it granted?
it's granted.
Oh,
It is granted that Krishna and Arjuna will always be friends.
best friends
Uh-huh.
living their lives through the forest burning. Best friends.
That's going in the preview.
Yeah. I think so. So, now,
I love this so much, though.
as the fire is now burning and then now letting it burn,
Let it burn. Stop.
another demon.
I thought they were done. Like they're getting their wish, they're gonna move on. What's happening?
Well,
So
the
we
fire, it's just
thought.
still burning still.
Yeah.
And another demon, like, rushes out.
Oh, comes out of the fire. Okay.
Comes out of the fire, running away.
Was he like, I'm in here? You assholes.
No, because as soon as Agni sees them, he's like, oh yeah, another demon to kill.
Okay.
So, kind of chases after, sends fire bolts after this demon. This demon comes up across Krishna and also sees that, oh, this is not going to go well for me. Not with that magic disc. Freaks
How
out,
about the disc?
doesn't know what to do, sees Arjuna, and he falls at Arjuna's feet and begs him for his...
Who's okay? Sorry, I got confused.
The demon?
Yeah,
The demon is
The demon.
begging. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
So the demon begs Arjuna for his life.
Yeah.
And Arjuna, in this moment, in spite of Agni chasing after him and everything that has happened since, and Krishna about to kill him, Arjuna has moments as like, you're safe.
Yeah.
We will not kill you.
Okay. Was there a
And-
reason why, or just he just felt compelled?
Something in that moment when he was asked, and this demon... The one thing about the Mahabharata is that this idea of the Devas and the demons is...
What was it? Sorry, the first word was what?
Devas are the people from the heavens.
Oh, okay. Devas is... Okay.
Yeah.
Heavens
and the demons actually, like, the actual name is like Rakshasas, although there are many different names.
Yeah.
Rakshasas, Asuras, all different types of demons. But the demons aren't necessarily bad in Hindu mythology. Now, they are often found that way to be in the stories.
Sure.
But you will get good ones and bad ones, as you will also get the same in the Devas as well.
Yeah.
And this fellow, there's some kind of sophistication to him that Arjuna detects. Like, he's not like these other rambunctious demons. So he just kind of has that sense from him. And so agrees to protect him. And agrees to, like, you are safe, will not kill you. And so it is said that this demon, whose name is Maya, the other demon, which was the son of the last guy, and then 4 birds are the only things to survive. Okay. This entire... What's interesting is that only one of my texts said that those are the ones that survive. The 4 birds is what I have to explore more.
Yeah, like why 4 birds?
Yeah. Like, what's so special about you guys?
Yeah. But you're saying, like, in the text you did, there's only one of them that gave it a specific...
amount of people. Like, these were the 6 people who survived. Yeah. But in all of them, it is these 2. It's the son of that one demon, and then this other demon named Maya.
Yeah. And the birds.
And these flyaway birds.
Were they special birds?
I will find out.
About these birds?
I will find out about these birds.
Is there significance of the number 6?
I bet there is. There is a lot of, like, numerology.
Yeah, that's kind of why I asked, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't know if you had already explored that or not.
I'm surprised just a few birds, because birds could fly away.
Yeah, but they shot them all down.
Yeah, remember there's that wall of arrows.
Yeah, right. That's right. They couldn't even get. God. That's true. They just died in the smoke.
It's probably just full of dead birds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like lizards that got caught in the crossfire when they were jumping.
Yep, and smoke. Yeah, suffocation.
Smoke.
So it wasn't like a nice death. It was also slow and painful.
Yeah, this was not a nice. Yeah, a lot of animals died. Every one of them evil, apparently. That's. that's one version. But anyway, the forest continues to burn for like 14 days.
Okay.
Wow.
But it just left. Like, it's gonna happen now. And
nobody was there to tend it? What if it escaped the ring? What if the
fire ran away from its own burning?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to say that.
Because it sounded ridiculous.
Yeah.
and yet it makes all the sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arjuna and Krishna then kind of go off and have a little bit more of a relaxing day.
No, they're best friends forever now, right?
Yeah, they're best friends forever. Yeah, absolutely.
They frolicked
BFFs.
away, holding hands.
The demon comes following them.
Hey guys.
Maya. And Maya approaches Arjuna.
Maya who? Maya.
Maya. Sorry.
The name means magic or illusion. The name Maya.
That's kind of cool.
There is a magician at
There
his
is a
party.
magician, yeah.
Oh,
If not Krishna himself, but yes.
Well, yeah.
So he comes to talk to them, and they can tell, just speaking with this guy, he's a deep soul. He almost seems like he's out of time.
Cool.
This fellow. And
when you say out of time, do you mean like out of touch, or like he's
from a different time?
like a different universe?
He's like a different era.
Is he from the future?
Okay. And so what he tells, he's from the past. Oh. But what he tells when he talks, and like he speaks in an ancient dialect as well. And what he explains is like he is the architect of the Asuras. So there's a Vishwakarma who is the architect of the Devas, so the people of the heavens. He is the architect of the Asuras.
The demons.
The demons. And again, in this world where like they're not bad.
Yeah.
And
the architect.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to, and so he's like, what can I do for you, Arjuna? And Arjuna's a little bit lost in that he doesn't want to take a boon from someone whose life he's saved. Like, it just doesn't feel kind of right to me to take a boon from you. Do something for Krishna.
Okay, so you've used now boon in 2 different contexts. Like you used boon as like a wish, and then in this sense it seems like a favor? Or am I misinterpreting?
Yeah. How did I use it this way?
It's still a wish.
It's so because he's maybe it's the way he's asking. Like
he wants to
what do
give
you
him
need? And so if I'm saying I like this is what I would need, essentially that's a
well.
wish,
Here's the thing.
right?
Here's how it is. He is the architect of He's the magical architect.
Got it.
So he is offering him, it's like a genie saying, like, give me a wish, which is the same as a boon.
Got it. Okay.
Right? So given what I can do and my skill set and who I am, what can I do for you? What boon can I grant you for sparing my life?
In my head, as in growing up in, good old Western culture,
Yes.
it's like you have to say the words, I wish.
Yeah.
So
otherwise it doesn't count.
otherwise it doesn't,
Yeah.
otherwise it doesn't
I got a freebie.
And you have to do it in your head, otherwise it won't come true.
Exactly.
Don't say it out loud.
Don't say it out loud. It has to be 11:11, and just kidding.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So he says, do something for Krishna. And so Krishna thinks about what he can do and, like, has his skill set. So the Pandavas, so Arjuna and his brothers, are from this nation Indraprastha, which was initially nothing, either desert or forest burned down. And they built it up. There are two stories. One version is that people just came and built up the city with them when they came there. The other is that Krishna helped it magically appear through the help of Vishwakarma, who was the god of the Devas.
I like that one.
I like the first one. I like the idea that, like, the people came with them and actually built it up with fucking solid hard work.
Yeah,
there's no
that
such
was
thing
good
as
too, though.
magic. Okay, there's a little source of magic. My bad.
You can hear my heart breaking.
Yeah. No such thing as magic.
I never thought I would say that. I believe very much in magic.
Why would you say that? I'm taking that quote out of context and using it with every...
Using it everywhere.
I'm going to use it everywhere. No, I don't want that. I'm taking it back already.
No, so
Good.
gusta.
So they say that build for Yudhishthira, the oldest of the Pandavas, who's going to be the actual king, build him a new hall. Like, just a new building with all your skills, with all your architectural and magical knowledge taken from all the worlds you have visited. Make this magical place.
That's what he's telling the architect
To do, yeah.
Cool.
And so Maya comes into the nation of Indraprastha, and he sees, again, what's either just a fabulous city made by men or a fabulous city made by Vishwakarma. And is just kind of taking it in, soaking it in. And, I mean, he's very much an artist. Apparently he's an introvert, he's not speaking much, and he's just observing the city for all it is. And meets with Yudhishthira, meets with the Pandavas, and agrees to do this. And he works through magic like the gods do, but also through hard labor. So he brings all these people together. And he brings people from different worlds, even more asuras, some devas who have grown respectful of him. And they start building this magical hall. And it is just stunning. Jewels encrusted everywhere in this place.
Spark.
And just beautiful murals of histories. Whatever you kind of want to imagine is here, right? Like, they've made such a magical place. And opulent place, building it up. And, like, realizes at some point that, you know what, I have to go to the Himalayas because there are some items that I left there.
As one does.
That I want to bring into this construction.
Okay.
And so Yudhishthira gives him leave, and he goes to the Himalayas, and he is someone who has always been a Shiva. Bhakti means he has worshipped Shiva, the god Shiva. Okay. And so that is the source of his magic and just his powers in general. And the Himalayas is a place that is where Shiva lives on the top.
Okay.
So he kind of goes to the base of it. Has, like, from what my understanding is, almost a secret cave of some kind.
I love secret
that
caves.
He, like, swims, like, he swims and then dives and has to go through, like, some awesome video game.
Under Everest.
Yeah.
No one looks there.
No one looks at the bottom.
I want to do that. I would be, When someone's like, have you ever been to Everest? It's like, yeah, I was at the bottom of it.
Yeah, I was in the caves
I
inside.
went under it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be real. Even just being, like, in the Himalayas, whatever elevation, would be pretty cool.
Would be pretty cool.
Would be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Like, if I made it to base camp, I think that's farther than probably I would ever think I would ever get. So just being there would be pretty
I
cool.
think that's fine. Yeah.
I think base camp is a win.
Yep.
I don't need to go up.
Yep.
That's
Give me
another extra 6 figures it costs or whatever the heck it is to.
There's like a hotel near it that I can just look at it from my balcony.
Yeah.
Sold.
Some good binoculars.
With some like coffee.
You know, the views from the bottom, not from the top. Just kidding. Just kidding.
True.
There's just different views.
I mean, you can't see the whole mountain from the top. You can only see it from the bottom.
You can see the whole world from the top. That's the difference.
Oh no.
That took us in. Yeah, there's no coming back now. You should be on the top.
That's scary, actually.
Well, this guy went through the bottom.
Terrifying. We shouldn't be there.
I'm scared.
It's terrifying.
I don't like
All right, anyways.
That's where Shiva lives.
Yeah.
And, right? Like Mount Olympus.
Yeah.
Shiva lives on top of
the
Himalayas. Like places humans probably...
We can't
If you
breathe
go
there.
or if it's tough, like it's like you can't breathe there, you can't get there. And if you do get there...
The air is thin, you start to see things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like half-naked blue gods.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was probably just another dead body.
Oh, no.
Oh, definitely some dead bodies.
No. Oh, no.
Definitely some dead
Sorry,
bodies.
this took a weird turn, but...
Yeah.
Shiva is not
Back to the safe part of the mountain.
Shiva is not a dead blue body.
No. I know.
He's some versions he's god of some of the dead. Yeah, he's a complicated figure. I fucking love Shiva.
I got some...
We need to do a deep dive on Shiva.
Maybe
That'd
we should.
be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be super cool.
That'd be fun.
Right.
Side
For
note.
later. He goes under and he comes and
Love it.
he brings out. Oh, that was one thing. He went to Yudhishthira because he needed men to come with him because that was how many treasures that he needed to pull from beneath the Himalayas.
Okay.
So you're telling me this guy has all the magic in the world, and he needs people to come with him.
Yeah. Because there are
Sounds like
some
he's being
things
a little
there.
lazy. I'm just kidding.
There are some gems there that are tiny, that are so full of power they take 3 people to lift it.
Oh, interesting.
So all kinds of magical artifacts.
Fascinating.
And he's careful to make sure it's all covered
Yeah.
as well, but the shine is still coming through this.
Yeah.
All these magical talismans. And he
Cool.
brings it back to he brings it back all the way to Indraprastha and gets to work, but he also summons Arjuna and Arjuna's older brother, the strong one, Bhim, to him. And so they come and they see like all these covered treasures. And Maya directs them to one in specific, to 2 that are on a table that are covered. And so Bhim takes off, the blanket, the material, and it is this beautiful mace. Said to be able to increase his strength by 100.
Holy shit.
And so Maya gives to Bhim this weapon. And then he also gives Arjuna a sort of magical conch that when he blows on it, the world and the heavens will hear him. So if he ever blows it, everyone knows he's on. I think it's called the Devdutt. Thank you for that.
Sorry. Now the world is. What's the alert to say that was a false alarm?
I have no clue. False alarm.
False
Just
alarm.
reverse it?
Yeah, false alarm.
False alarm, people.
That's how
This
I
is
do
only
it.
a test, yeah.
Yeah.
This is only a test. Good lord.
So yeah, he brings this all back and gives it to them and continues to use all these items to build up this magical hall. And it's a stunning and beautiful piece of architecture. Cool. There's a place on this where there's water in part of this in this hall, the Sabha, that reflects the ceiling so perfectly of marble that it looks real, that it looks like marble.
God.
Yudhishthira even almost steps on it, and Maya kind of moves him away before that happens.
Oh, like the water itself is reflecting that it looks like a floor. Got it.
Yeah, the water is reflecting the marble
Yeah.
ceiling that it looks like a floor.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be like the most pristine water ever is flowing through.
Partly
this
too.
place.
And it's
Yeah.
super still then,
Yeah.
right? It has
Right,
to be
like it's
super
gotta be
still.
so still. So all again, magic, architecture, hard work, all in place for this thing.
Cool. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and then Maya at some point does leave, like he's done his work, and he's loving this entire structure. And there are even ideas that it took like 14 months to build.
That's it? Because of magic.
Yeah, because of magic.
Got a lot
you
of
know.
Yeah.
But magic, like, it still took that long for,
It's a long time
for
for
a
magic.
magic demon.
Yeah. That means it's really good.
Yeah, there's a lot
Real good.
going
We're all
on.
good. It's not like a
lot of care.
done.
There are some
Yeah, a
versions
lot of
even where, like, at night when Vishwakarma is just looking at it, and sorry, not Vishwakarma, Maya is looking at it, but then Vishwakarma will also come, architect of the gods, and like kind of give him pointers. You know, as they did. They're two like
interesting.
magical architects, are the only two in the world. They gotta have something to talk about.
I love that.
You know, so and gotta be like mutual respect between them.
Yeah.
And and at some point, like Maya does leave, and the Pandavas are left with this beautiful, beautiful palace. And at this point, they've now been married to Draupadi for over 12 years, and she's had sons with all of them. So now all the Pandavas have a little Pandava with them,
Oh.
and Arjuna and Subhadra Arjuna has a son with Draupadi, but also has another son with Subhadra, the wife that he brought back.
Yeah.
And that is Abhinmayu. And Abhinmayu is someone who is, in my perspective, is almost seen as the next Arjuna. In that he has got all the skills, the Pandavas love him, like, he is someone that's crucial to the story's kind of future. Like, people love Abhinmayu.
Okay.
Very much. And very much, like, has the skills of his father, which is, you know, quite a bit with the whole canon being a whole forest.
Yeah.
And so, there are thoughts, however, now Krishna is this interesting figure. And in this way, Krishna is meant to be an avatar of Vishnu, and an avatar of another deity or another person.
When you say avatar, like they're supposed to be like an embodiment of this like god, right? Like they're like the visual representation, the anthropomorphic figure of.
Yeah. And there are many, like Vishnu has had several avatars, of which Krishna is one.
Got it.
And this is like the interesting thing about storytelling and just Eastern philosophy. You can have avatars exist coincidentally.
Oh, you mean like at the same time?
At the same time.
Coincidental? No, not coincidentally.
Not coincidentally.
Yeah.
I mean, that maybe too, if there's something.
What's the word I'm looking for?
At the same time.
At the
Incongruent? No, that's not it. That's closer.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Son of a bitch.
And then we'll
at the
put
same
it in.
time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. One of which is this ancient person named Parashuram.
Oh.
And Parashuram is someone who, in the Mahabharata, there are the Kshatriyas, who are the warrior kings.
His name sounds familiar, but the warrior kings do too.
Yeah, so they're like a warrior kings, and then there are the Brahmanas. But the Kshatriyas, at some point in ancient history, just ran amok. And so Parashuram killed all of them. And there are thoughts that this whole Mahabharata is going to lead to another big war that kills all the Kshatriyas.
Yeah.
And this hall,
It's coming back.
the Pandavas' rivals are very jealous people. They're cousins. And this hall is going to be something beyond anything they've ever seen. Yeah. And as beautiful and as amazing as it is, there's this idea that, and the reason, like, Krishna's the one who told Maya that that's what you should build.
Yeah.
And so the seeds kind of being placed for some animosity to come out and jealousy to kind of come out.
Sure.
But at this point, everything's fine.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy.
Okay. Everybody's happy. There's a beautiful hall.
A little bit of
There's a
calm before the
beautiful
storm.
They got
magical
all the
call.
little guys, little kids, little guys running around, and
Yeah.
they
don't have to worry about all the animals that are dead
in that little
now.
Pool. Forget about those animals.
Yeah.
Forget about him.
Yeah. They're done.
They were that fire's done burning now, or is it still burning?
Yes. No, 14 days, whereas the hall took 14 months.
True. That's how math works.
So, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. The forest is done.
Forest is just regrowing now.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Exactly.
Without all those nasty demons in it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Or lions
Just
or
a nice
pigs
underbrush.
or squirrels and all the monkeys.
Just
and
don't talk about squirrels. Can we just pretend they're demons?
Yeah. Okay. So the demon squirrels, the demon, all of
Thank
those.
you.
So, so that's where we'll end today.
Well, that's
Fantastic.
Yeah. So there we go. That was the Mahabharata for you. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. It's a great story.
brilliant.
Nice. You guys like this one?
Yeah.
Cool.
That was, I mean,
It's this weird, like...
very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole nature versus civilization thing is so prominent.
Well,
here.
it's kind of interesting. Like, when you just mentioned like the nature versus civilization thing, like I didn't really know where this was honestly going. Like it's like, okay, it's like a story of breaking down evil for the sake of what we consider evil to build a civilization.
Right.
It was just kind of like, I mean, I honestly don't know where my thoughts are going.
Sure.
But there's so many caveats in this.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's just like, I have so many questions and I don't even know where to start.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
there's like all these, like it brought in so many, I don't want to call them characters, but brought in so many of these individuals and these gods and these demons.
Yeah.
That like, it's just like, it's interesting that this specific story, I've only heard one other of yours, but this one, they kind of all were hyper-focused on the same thing. And by
Yeah.
the same thing, it was this burning forest. Somehow everyone's attention got brought to it.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the other story I heard of you was just kind of a story of a couple individuals as you kind of move through their life. But this was, everyone was focused on this specific thing that grew
Yeah.
into a civilization. So it's kind of interesting in that
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, the story is lovely that it goes through the micro and the macro of,
Yeah.
like, throughout.
Yeah.
So, well, on that note, listeners, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly enjoyed it. Have an imaginative day. Thank you for listening to this episode of Not Your Mother's Mahabharat. Please like and subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss our next episode. My name is Satish Jayaraj, and I am your storyteller and researcher. My wife and co-host is Azure Anderson. Azure also wrote the theme music, she did all the editing and producing, and essentially did all the work to get this podcast to you. Without her, it would just be me swearing ancient stories to friends in our living room. Join us next time for the next installment of Not Your Mother's Mahabharat.
If you want to support the podcast and hear additional content, you can do so by becoming a member of the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/NYMM podcast. We would like to thank our current patrons, Dinosaur Sauce, Errol the Hamster, and Praveen Prem Kumar for their support. Thank you. Have an imaginative day.